Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is day 57 of my journey to learn Japanese. And the purpose of this series of live streams is to document my progress at learning Japanese, having started as a complete beginner. Now, my goal for today is to practice some more kanji. And so we're going to be using the Lingo Command website. That's what I've got on screen here. And I'm going to go to the vocabulary section, like so. And in the previous streams, I've learned the kanji for these topics. So animals, body parts, clothes, colors, days of the week, months of the year, numbers. And I've made a decent start on the verbs one topic. And that's what I want to continue with today. So verbs one is 25 frequently used verbs in Japanese. And to kind of explain what we've got on screen here, we've got the verbs in English in the left column and in Japanese on the right column. And if we want to know how the word is pronounced, we can just press here to do so.
いる、ある、持つ、
And as you may notice, the Japanese is in Romaji at the moment, but at a click of a button, we can view it in hiragana and katakana, as well as hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Now, I want to practice the kanji, so I'm going to keep it in this setting, and I will take the quiz. So what I'll do here is press this button, and that turns those 25 questions into a quiz with the questions being posed in English, and then we're expected to write the corresponding hiragana, katakana, and kanji like so. Now I'm going to click handwrite answers. That basically means when you press in this box here, you get this Photoshop looking component in which you can handwrite your answers. And then on top of that, I'm also going to apply random ordering that scrambles the order in which the questions are asked to basically keep us on our toes. So let's make a start. The first one here is to call, and that's to call someone. So it's not like to call someone via the phone. It's like to call someone here. And in Japanese, that would be yobu, yobu. And the kanji for this, I don't actually remember, but I think it was a kanji with a reading of yo. So let's write yo here in blue. And then it was, so this is fu. And then if you apply dakuten, fu becomes bu. So obviously this is incorrect, but let's just submit our answer and check. Yeah, so the first kanji does indeed have a reading of yo, and then there's bu here. So let's look at this kanji. It's a total of 8 strokes. We've got this kind of mouth radical here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's practice that. So to call is yobu. Yobu. And the kanji is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Its reading is yo. And then we have another hiragana here, which is bu. Not sure about the proportions here, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That looks correct to me. So obviously we took a look at the answer, so we'll consider this incorrect for now. And then we'll move on to the next question. So to place in Japanese is it oku? Oku. I think this kanji might be, so we have a kanji with a reading of o, and it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this has a reading of O. And then we have ku here. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so that's a perfect match. So that's correct. And then we'll move on to speak or talk, which is hanasu. Hanasu. I've forgotten the kanji. It's some kanji here with the reading of hana. Hana. And then it's su here. Let's take a look here. Okay, so it's this radical that's come up over and over. It's a total of 7 strokes. And then we have this box here. So let's try that again. Hanasu. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that would be ha, na, su. So we took a look at the answer, of course, so we're going to consider that incorrect. To put on, it's tsukeru. Tsukeru. And that would be just in hiragana. So let's write that. That's tsukeru. Tsukeru. Fantastic, that's a match. And then we're on to say or tell. So to say or tell is iu. And the question is, there's a kanji here with a reading of i. With a reading of i, and then we have u here. I think the kanji might even have this radical. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Oh, I see. So it's just that on its own. Let's try that again. So it's iu. So that's 7 strokes. It's got a reading of i. And then here we just have u. And that's it. The next one is to see. So to see in Japanese is miru. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That has a reading of mi. And then here we have ru. Okay, fantastic. And then we move on to arrive. So to arrive in Japanese is kuru. Kuru. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that has a reading of ku. And then we just need to add ru here at the end. So that's another match, fantastic. And then we're on to want. So to want in Japanese is hoshi. Hoshi. And the kanji with the reading of ho, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, that's not quite right. So I think there's something like 6 strokes here. This has a reading of ho. And then it's shi with one more I here. Oh, I see. I keep forgetting these last 4 strokes. So let's try that again. So to want in Japanese is hoshi. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That has a reading of ho. And then it's shi. Hoshi. To be permanent in Japanese is just aru, which only has hiragana. That's aru. And then to have, well, that's motsu. Motsu. I think the kanji with a reading of mo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So that has a reading of mo. And then we just add tsu, like so. Fantastic. The next one here is to find, which is mitsukeru. So I think for this, we just need the kanji with the reading of mi, which is this. So this has a reading of mi. And then it's just tsukeru, mitsukeru. Fantastic, that's another match. And then we're on to be able to. So to be able to is dekiru. So that's going to be te. Well, let's write our hiragana in blue. That's going to be te. You apply dakuten, right? T becomes D, so this is now de. Then it's ki. Ru. So this is dekiru. And then we're on to give. So to give is ageru. 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 That also has no kanji, it's just hiragana. And then we're on to believe. So to believe is shinjiru. Shinjiru. So here we have some kanji with a reading of shin. Shin. And then it's jiru. I don't recall the kanji with the reading of shin. So let's take a look. I see. So it's a total of 9 strokes. So let's start from the top. So to believe in Japanese is shinjiru. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this kanji is a reading of shin. And this radical comes up pretty often, right? So these 7 strokes we're quite familiar with. So this has a reading of shin. And then here it's ji. Let's try and make this the same size. So it's shi with dakuten becomes ji. And then this is ru. Now, of course, we took a look at the answer. So we'll classify this as incorrect. But the next one is pretty doable. So to O is shi, na, ke. Let's zoom out here, give ourselves a bit more space. Shi na kereba. Now, this actually has no kanji. It's just hiragana. So that's going to be shi, na, ke, re. And then this is ha. And when you apply dakuten, ha becomes ba. So that's our final answer. Shi na kereba. Shi na kereba. Fantastic. And then we're on to go. So to go is iku. Now I think that the kanji with the reading of I here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's the reading of I. And then we just add this hiragana ku for a total of iku. So that's another match. Fantastic. Now, to eat in Japanese is taberu. Taberu. And the kanji, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that has a reading of ta, so that's going to be ta. And then we just add be. So this is he with dakuten becomes be. And then ru. So kanji for ta, and then this is just beru is in hiragana. So that's another match. Let's just check the stroke order here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's a match. And then we're on to do. So to do in Japanese is suru. Suru. And that just has hiragana. So we're going to write suru. To come is kuru. Same word as to arrive. So we're going to use the same kanji. So it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we can write this a little bit more neatly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this has a reading of ku. And we just take ru at the end in hiragana. Great. To know information is shiru. Shiru. I've forgotten the kanji here. It's some kanji with the reading of shi. And then we have ru. Let's take a look here. Okay, so this has 8 strokes in total. Let's practice that. We'll write our kanji in red again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So this has a reading of shi. And we have ru here. So let's submit our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's, and then this is 6, 7, 8. So our stroke order was correct, and obviously we took a look at the answer, so we'll classify this as incorrect, and then we'll move on to read. So to read is yomu. Yomu. Now this is frustrating because I know the kanji for this. It's this is strokes 12 and 13. There might have even be something like this. There was this. So I think this has a total of 13 strokes. Its reading is yo, and then we have mu here. Let's take a look. Completely wrong here. So let's clean up this mess and start from scratch. So the reading is yomu. That part was correct. The kanji with the reading of yo. So we start off with this radical here that we've seen over and over again for verbs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 strokes. And then it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that right? That has a reading of yo. Then we put mu here. Yeah, so that's correct. This 8th stroke should probably be a bit wider than the 10th, but I think that's still recognizable. But of course, we took a look at the answer, so we'll classify that as incorrect, and then we'll move on to neru, which is how you would say to sleep in Japanese. Same story here. Some kanji with the reading of ne. And then we have ru here. This was the kanji that I was writing earlier. So let's try that. And I've got a nice trick coming up for like how to remember these ones that I'm getting incorrect. So I'll explain that in a moment. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see if we can do that from memory. To sleep is neru as a kanji. The kanji with the reading of ne, well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 12, 13. Oh, I just erased it all. My bad. Let's try that again. So, neru. The kanji with the reading of ne is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That has a reading of ne. And then we put ru here. Now we took a look at the answer, so we'll consider that incorrect. And then to make, I know this one, it's tsukuru. And the kanji with the reading of tsuku, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that has a reading of tsuku. Tsu. And let's write our hiragana in blue. Tsuku. And then we just have ru here. Fantastic. A total of 7 strokes. Yep. And then we're on to understand. So to understand is rikai suru. And I do not remember the kanji for this at all, but I know there are 2 of them. One has a reading of ri. The next one has a reading of kai. And then we just stick suru at the end here in hiragana. Suru. One thing to point out here is when you put suru at the end of a word, it basically takes a noun and turns it into a verb. So to understand is a verb, but rikai means understanding or comprehension. So that's a noun, rikai, understanding or comprehension. And then when you stick the suru at the end, it becomes a verb. So that's something worth pointing out. But let's take a look at the kanji. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on here. Now that I see these kanji, I do remember the stroke order. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's not quite right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And this radical here at the bottom right of the kanji with the reading of kai is the same as the kanji for cow. So that's useful when you want to remember what's going on here. But in any case, this is the kanji with the reading of ri. This is the kanji with the reading of kai. So if we zoom out, this is suru. So it's rikai suru. And then we're on to be temporary. So to be temporary is iru. It's going to be iru. And iru in Japanese has no kanji. It's just hiragana. So let's write that in blue. So that's going to be iru. Now, that was 17 out of 25. So there are 8 words where I made a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the ones that I got incorrect. So I struggled with to call. Oku was fine. Hanasu was not. This is tsukeru. That was fine. To say or tell, I think I also got wrong. Miru was fine. Kuru was wrong. Was fine. Hoshi was made a mistake there. Motsu was fine. Mitsukeru was fine. These are fine, but to believe was wrong. Iku was correct. Taberu was correct. Suru was correct. This was incorrect. That was incorrect. This one. Tsukuru was fine. Rikai suru went wrong. And so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's just focus on these 9. And so to say or tell in Japanese is iu. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As a reading of I. And then we put u here, so it's iu. Great. To know information is shiru. And the kanji with the reading of shi, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now this 11th stroke or 10th stroke, it's going too far down. So let's clean that up. Now what I'm worried about is that this is actually the kanji with the reading of shin. But let's just submit our answer. Shiru? Yeah, okay. I'm getting two kanji mixed up because what I just wrote was the kanji that is used in to believe. So to believe in Japanese is shinjiru. Shinjiru. And the kanji with the reading of shin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's this radical that we've seen over and over. And then it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That has a reading of shin. And then it's ji, ru, shinjiru. Fantastic. Going back to this one, we already took a look at the answer, so we'll classify this as incorrect. But for the sake of practice, let's do this again. So it's shiru. And the kanji for that was, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I think it is. So this has a reading of shi. That has a reading of ru. Now we took a look at the answer, so we'll classify this as incorrect. And then we'll go to want. So to want in Japanese, well, that's just hoshi. Hoshi. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. So this is the kanji with the reading of ho. And then it's just hoshi. So shi. Fantastic. Then we're on to speak or talk. So to speak or talk is hanasu. Hanasu. The question is, what's the kanji with the reading of hana? That's tricky. Because I'm almost tempted to write this, but this is the kanji for oku, this one. So we don't need that. But what else was there? Hanasu, hanasu, hanasu. Could this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 10, 11, 12, 13. And then that has the reading of ha, na, and then we just put su here. This might be the case, but I have a feeling that this kanji is for something else. I think what I just wrote was for neru. So let's write that. So to sleep is neru. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That has a reading of na. And I'll put ru here. Fantastic. Rikai suru. This is too kanji. There's so much to remember. All I remember was you have the first kanji here with the reading of ri, and then there was like something like 10 or so strokes, and then you had this cow radical at the bottom. So it's like this. There's a part here. This has a reading of ri. This has a reading of kai. And then it's suru. That's going to be tough. Okay. So what is to read? To read is yomu. Yomu. The kanji with the reading of yo, it's... Could it be... No, I don't know this. Golly. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That has a reading of yo. And then this is mu. And actually as well, this needs to have a right angle, as you can see here. That bottom stroke's not quite right. But in any case, we looked at the answer, so it's definitely wrong. Hanasu. It's that one. Okay, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to reapply random ordering and go again. So to want is hoshi. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with a reading of ho. And then this is shi. Fantastic. To sleep is neru. Neru, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 with a reading of ne, and then this is ru. We'll skip this for now. To say or tell is iu, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I, you. Great. And then we have to believe. So to believe is shinjiru. Shinjiru. And the kanji for that what's the kanji with the reading of shin? let's come back to that. I think to know information is shiru. And the kanji looks like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That has the reading of shi. And then we have ru here. Oh, wrong again. I think what I need to do is spend some more time looking at this table here. So these two were going fine. So is that. What I just did was the kanji with the reading of shin. Okay, so hanasu has this mouth radical here. It's got two of them. When you speak, there are like two people talking. Or at least there are two people usually. So I think that might be a mnemonic for how I can remember this. That's gonna help. Hi there. By the way, Tech Plays 99999. I wanted to point out, like on the previous stream, you were asking about days of the week, right? Because there was that all with the dash. So if we go to days of the week, and I made some code changes. So I think on your device, I'm not sure what type you have, but of course you can, on a Mac at least. Oh, it's not working here. But this O dash here represents the kind of extended vowel sound here. So this is, we have this yo, so that has an O, and this has a U. And so instead of just having to type this O with a dash, you can also write OU and then BI, so it's getsu yobi. If I write this in hiragana, getsu yobi. So that's now considered correct. So you don't have to type with this O dash. Getsu yo. Sorry, let me just try and type it here. Getsu yobi. So basically, what I'm trying to point out is if you type it like this, it's considered correct with the O with a dash on top. Or if you write it like so, that's also considered correct. I wrote a comment on YouTube for the previous live stream explaining this, but I hope that answers your question from the previous live stream. So yeah, with that said, let's go back to studying this table. So we have, to speak or talk, I'm gonna remember this as like these two mouth radicals at the bottom. So to believe has this kind of eye-looking shape. So in katakana, I think the kanji for, or the kana for eye looks kind of like this. I'm kind of struggling with these kanji, so I'm trying to come up with some ways to make this easier to remember. Yeah, so this kind of looks like the I in katakana. There's one I in believe. This is such a ridiculous way to remember, but that's how I'm going to remember that. To read has this kind of cross-looking shape at the top. I'll remember that as reading a Bible, say. And then that should bring me a decent part along the way. So let's try this again. So to want is hoshi. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. This has a reading of ho. Let's try and write that a little bit more neatly. Ho. Ho. And then we just write shi, like so. Hoshi. So that's the match. Great. To sleep is neru. So let's write that, neru. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this has a reading of ne. So yeah, that's a match. Fantastic. And then we've got to call. So to call is yobu. Now, what was the kanji for that? Come back to that one. To say or tell is iu. So that's going to be pretty simple because we've seen this radical over and over. I guess here it's just a whole kanji. So that's the reading of i. And then we just have u here in hiragana. Iu. There we go. Now we've got shinjiru. Shinjiru. That's going to be... yeah, so there was an I in to believe, or believe. This kind of looks like an I in katakana. And then we have this thing. So this has a reading of shin. And then we just write ji, so that shi with dakuten becomes ji, and then put a ru there. Fantastic. And then to read is yomu. Now, you're asking here, can we give our answer of words in romaji when the question is word is on kanji plus hiragana or kanji only? So I think I kind of follow like what your question is. I think I understand the question. Yeah, so if you're doing the quiz on Lingo Command and the setting here has romaji, then you got to type your answer in romaji. Right? This is senaka. It's a little bit loud. If you've got it on hiragana and katakana, you've got to write hiragana and katakana. So you need to adjust your keyboard settings. I've got a video on this on YouTube in case you're interested. But basically, then you can type u de. And so it's expecting your answers in hiragana. So this is senaka. And then if you select hiragana, katakana, and kanji, the expected output, it's going to test you against with the kanji. So just to clarify, it's correct to say that arm is ude in romaji, but because we've got it selected as hiragana and katakana, it's going to expect your answer in hiragana and katakana. Same here. So if I write ude only in hiragana, it's going to consider it incorrect because it's expecting this kanji, right? So what you have to do instead is go through all this. I think I just want the first kanji here. Yeah, there we go. So I hope that answers your question, basically. It's testing you with this format, romaji, or this one, or that one. So with that said, if we go back here. Also, could you let me know, TechPlays, if the thing with the days of the week, like, is that solution good now that you can write the O and the U instead of the O dash? Hopefully that's sorted out. Please let me know if you like the change. Okay, so to read, we had this cross thing here, from what I remember, for the kanji with the reading of yo. was it this? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think that's the kanji with the reading of Yol. And then we've got this mu here. So that's great. That's a match. So we'll give this a pass. And then we've got hanasu. Remember that one. So basically, the way that I'm remembering this is the mouth radical. And I remember there are like 2 of those in hanasu, which is like 2 people talking. That's how I'm going to remember it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I wrote this in black, but I want to get into the habit of kind of color coding the different writing systems. So hanasu is in romaji in black. We're going to write our kanji in red. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's got a reading of hana. Ha. Na. Sorry, the handwriting's a bit sloppy. Hana. And then it's just su here, like so. Fantastic. To know information, I think that might be shiru, and that the kanji is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has a reading of shi, and then we have a ru here. Shiru. Okay, that's correct. Oh, so now we just have 2 kanji left. Don't remember this. So I need to find a way to remember this kanji, not only the stroke order and everything, but also to associate it with to call someone. Not by the phone, but like to call someone here, or hey Jack, you called them. So we've once again got the mouth radical. And if you call someone, you're using your mouth to speak. So we'll just say it's got 8 strokes and it starts with this mouth radical. So this is going to be yolbu. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is the 8th stroke. These might be a bit more diagonal actually. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's got a reading of yol. And then this has got a reading of bu. Or sorry, that's just bu in hiragana. So let's take a look. Yeah, that looks correct to me. Now, of course, we had to look at the answer, so we're going to consider this incorrect. And then we've got rikai suru. And by the way, I just need to respond to something for 30 seconds. You can come in, by the way. Sorry about that. Okay, so to understand is rikai suru. Is that a mouse you are writing kanji with? No, so I'm using a Wacom tablet, So that does make it a bit easier to like write these kanji on a laptop. But you can use a mouse or a trackpad. But yeah, using a tablet does make it a bit easier. By the way, あなたの名前は何ですか? Yeah, so my name is Kevin. Pleased to meet you. So I need to find a way to remember these two kanji. 理解する. This might just be a matter of just like muscle memory. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10, 11. This is another thing that helps. So I like to remember the total number of strokes per kanji. So this is 11. This has 13. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, wait. 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 strokes. This has like, I guess, 2 different shapes. This has got 3. This part has 7 strokes. That's 2. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 strokes. That might be useful as well, like kind of remembering the subset of strokes. So with that said, let's try this again. So to understand is rikai suru. The kanji with the reading of ri, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we have the kanji with the reading of kai. And the first radical, I suppose you could call it, has 7 strokes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. This has a reading of ri. Ri. And then this has a reading of kai. And then we just stick suru at the end. That turns the noun to understanding or comprehension into the verb to understand, because when you stick suru at the end, it turns a noun into a verb, I believe. So okay, that's a match now. We did previously look at the answer, so we'll consider this incorrect for now. So the only way I think to get this is to just keep practicing over and over. So we're going to do one more round. So to sleep in Japanese is neru. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That has a reading of ne. And then we have ru here. Now, the one thing that I'm wondering is, I think that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th stroke, it's kind of extreme, but I think it starts here and then goes up. Yeah, look at that. It does go from bottom left to top right. So that's a pass. Then we go on to tawant. So tawant in Japanese is hoshi. Hoshi. And the kanji for that, well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's got a reading of ho. And then it's shi in hiragana. So this is hoshi. Now we're on to speak or talk. So that would be hanasu in Japanese. And the way that I remember, so I think this is called the mouth radical. And hanasu actually has two of it in the kanji with the reading of hana. Two mouths, that's a conversation, people talking. So that's how I like to remember it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our first mouth radical. And then it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The second mouth radical is a little bit bigger. So let's try and write that a little bit more neatly. There we go. So this has a reading of hana. Ha, na. And then it's just su here, right? So this is hanasu. Hanasu. To call, why do I keep forgetting this? It's what is this kanji? So I remember now, because when you call someone, you do use your mouth, to call them, to speak to them. So we start off with the mouth radical. And then I think it was something like, there was a bunch of strokes here. No, that's not right. I think what would have helped is if I remembered the total number of strokes here. So it's got 8 strokes in total. It's got this kind of zigzag shape here. That's hard to remember. So let's try and practice that again. So it's yobu. The kanji with the reading of yo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got a reading of yo. And then we write fu. We apply dakuten to make it bu. Now, of course, we looked at the answer, so that's no good. And then we got yomu. Yomu. So for this one, the kanji would be there's this part, there's that, there's this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, okay. So the kanji with the reading of yo, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's got a reading of yo. And then we have mu here. To know information is shiru. And the kanji with the reading of shi is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That has a reading of shi. And then this is ru. Yeah. To understand is rikai suru. This has 11 strokes, that has 13 strokes. This is so difficult to remember. Okay, I'm gonna look for 5 seconds and then try and remember that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is rikai. Rikai. Let's zoom out here, and then this is suru. Rikai suru. Rikai suru. To believe is shinjiru. And the kanji for that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Let's draw that a little bit more neatly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That has a reading of shi. Oh, a reading of shin. And then we have ji, ru. There we go. Now I'm noticing that there seems to be some like data connection issue. Apologies about that. I'm trying to adjust that so the speed is better. Let me just check that. Hopefully it's better now. And then to say or tell is iu. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got a reading of i. And then we have the u here. So it's these same two that's going wrong. So let's practice those two. To call is yobu. Yobu. And the kanji for that, it starts off with this mouth radical, 1, 2, 3. Then it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got a reading of yo. And then we write fu with dakuten to make it bu. And that's it. For rikai suru, which is to understand. So to understand in Japanese is rikai suru. This is really struggling with these two kanji. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's the first kanji with the reading of ri. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Fantastic. This has got a reading of ri. That has a reading of kai. And then we stick suru at the end. Let's write that a little bit more neatly. Suru. So that's a match. And so I've been doing this verbs one over and over. So I think now might be a good time to kind of diversify. Let's go back to some previous topics and study those. I think maybe it'd be good to practice this. This is clothing items. So this is the kanji for shoe. It's good to remember that. This has a reading of shita. Shita kind of looks like a T. Most of this is in katakana. That's kind of straightforward. So this is, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's got 13 strokes. Jeez, that's a lot. Let's try that. So I'm going to apply random ordering. I'm going to handwrite my answers. So the random ordering scrambles the order in which the questions are asked to kind of keep us on our toes. Because when you do the quiz over and over in the same order, you start to not remember the Japanese, but the order in which the questions are asked, which is not what you want. So hat in Japanese is boshi. And I think it was something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then it was 1, 2, 3. And then this has a reading of bo. So that's going to be ho with dakuten, making it bo. This is a U here, so it's bo. And then that has a reading of shi. Yeah, so this looks to be a match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And then skirt is, okay, we'll still write it. It's katakana, so it's ska to. I guess there's a bit of a ska to. Writing katakana in romaji is a little bit awkward sometimes, to me at least. But in katakana, so we'll write our katakana in purple. That's su, ka. I'm going to extend the vowel sound like this, and then we'll write to. Skato. Tie is necktie. So that's going to be in katakana again. So it's 1, 2. This is ne. Let's try and write that a little bit more neatly. Ne. Ku. Tie. Necktie. There we go. Scarf is katakana again, so that's going to be skafu. So that's su, ka, extend the vowel sound, and then we have fu, skafu. Trousers in Japanese is zubon. So what we're going to do is we're going to write su, apply dakuten, then we write ho, apply dakuten again, that makes it bo, and then we write an N here, so it's subon. Fantastic. And then we're on to underwear. So underwear, it's shitagi. 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 So I think the kanji with the reading of shita is this one. And then I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the 6th stroke here. But that's the thing. This is not, this kind of looks like the sheep radical. So it's 1, 2, 3. But I think it might be 4, 5, 6. And then it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got a total of 12 strokes here. And so the furigana for the first kanji is shita. So that's going to be shi, ta. And then here it's gi with dakuten, of course. So that K becomes a G. And this is great. So my instinct was right. The 4th stroke is the vertical stroke. And then it's 5, 6. Fantastic. So this was correct. It's a little bit tricky because when you write the sheep radical, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So if we go to a new tab on Lingo Command, and if we type British English instead of hiragana, let's take a look. So sheep is, yeah, the 6th stroke is the vertical one. Whilst for clothing, for underwear, the 6th stroke is the horizontal one. Now also this 4th stroke doesn't go below the horizontal line. So they are actually just different shapes. But the way that I always remember it is, underwear maybe has wool. Wool comes from sheep. That was kind of the association in my mind. Now we move on to sock. So sock in Japanese is kutsuishita. Kutsuishita. And I always find this kanji with a reading of kutsu kind of tricky. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 13 strokes. Its reading is kutsu. And then we have our old friend, right? So this kanji that kind of looks like a T with a sting on the side has a reading of shita. And it comes up multiple times. If you know this, you can make good progress. So it's shi, ta. Let's try and write that a little bit more neatly. Shita. Kutsushita. Kutsushita. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th stroke. That's the 9th. The 9th stroke goes from this horizontal line all the way down to the bottom. And then it's 10, 11, 12, 13. So our furigana is correct. Let's take a look at the kanji with reading of kutsu. Yeah, perfect. Another match. And then we're on to jacket. So jacket is going to be straightforward. That's just katakana. So it's jacket, to. And that is katakana. So we're going to write it in purple. So we start off by writing shi in katakana. And then when you apply dakuten, shi becomes ji, right? So this is ji. Then we need to write a half-sized ya. When you see a half-sized ya, yu, or yo, you know you're dealing with something called a hiragana yun combination, a yun combination. In this case, it's a katakana yun combination. And so this half-sized ya, yu, or yo, combined with the kana that comes before it, forms something called a yun combination. So this is not ji, ya, it's ja. It's a blended sound. It's a blended syllable. So we have ja. Then we just write a full-sized ke. And now this to here, as you can see in our romaji, there are 2 T's. That's basically indicating that we're going to use something called sokon. So this looks like tsu, but once again, it's half size. So you don't actually pronounce this as tsu. It's a beat of silence, sometimes called as like a mora of silence, because I think a beat of silence is a mora in Japanese. And then we just write to here. And so this sokon, what it does is it acts as a pause, and then you place extra emphasis in the T in to. So T is a consonant in the kana to. And so it's not jaketo, it's jaketo, if that makes sense. So let's submit our answer. That's a match. Fantastic. And then we'll move on to sweater. So sweater in Japanese is se ta. And that's a loan word, so we're going to be using katakana. So this is se in katakana. And then we just extend the vowel sound using this dash. And then we write ta in katakana, which is this shape. And then here we're going to just use another dash to extend the vowel sound. That's another match. And then we're on to shu. So shu, this is kind of nice, right? Because this kutsu already came up when we did sock, which was kutsuishita. So we just write the first kanji once again. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strokes, like so. It's got a reading of kutsu. kutsu. Okay, so that's 100%. That's nice. And now I'm going to go back to my most difficult challenge yet, which is trying to do hiragana, katakana, and kanji for all 25 verbs with random ordering. And so let's make a start. So to read in Japanese is yomu, yomu. The kanji with the reading of yo, it's I remember this cross. I kind of said like, oh, there's in Christianity with the Bible, there's a cross. You read the Bible. So that's kind of how I was remembering this. And then I think you had this, 2 strokes here. There was this and this. Now, I remember that this horizontal line was the 8th stroke. And so I think this familiar radical over here is 7 strokes. And so this is the kanji with the reading of yo. So let's write that neatly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now this has a reading of yo. And then this has a reading of mu. Yomu. And that's a match, fantastic. And then we're on to place. So to place is oku. The kanji is a little bit involved. It's like 13 strokes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's got a reading of oku, of o. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then we just write ku here in hiragana. And then it's a job done. So that was correct. And so we'll move on to the next one. So to have in Japanese is tsukuru. Tsukuru. And the kanji for tsuku is could it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? And then we just say that is tsuku, and then we stick ru at the end here. Tsukuru. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, yes. Fantastic. So that's a pass. And then we'll move on to the next question. So to understand in Japanese is rikai suru. The kanji with the reading of ri has 11 strokes. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The next kanji with the reading of kai has 13 strokes. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There we go. So let's write our furigana. So that's going to be ri, ri, kai, and then we just take suru in hiragana at the end. Now I'll explain why we do that. So rikai means understanding or comprehension. It's basically the noun form of to understand. Or let's just call it understanding or comprehension. That's a noun. And then when you stick suru at the end, that turns a noun into a verb. So that's kind of what's going on here. We have understanding. We put suru at the end, and then we get to understand. Yeah, so that looks correct to me. Let's just check the stroke order real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. And then here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. So then we can go to the next question, which is to be temporary. So that's iru. And that's going to be just hiragana. So it's iru, like so. And then to O in Japanese is shina, ke, re, ba. Shina, ke, re, ba. And that's just gonna be hiragana. So it's shi, na, ke, re, ba. Shina, ke, re, ba. So that's a match. Great. And then we are moving on to do. So to do is suru. And you would write that in Japanese just in hiragana, like so. Suru. And then we have to put on. So to put on in Japanese is tsukeru. Tsukeru. And that also just has hiragana, I believe. So it's tsukeru. Tsukeru. To see is miru. And this kanji, I always find it kind of interesting, right? So this is the kanji for eye, as in, you've got two of them in your face. That's 5 strokes. And then if you add 6, 7, so that's 2 more strokes at the bottom. That kanji, well, its reading is mi. And that combined with ru at the end means to see. And of course, you see with your eyes. So to me, it sort of makes sense that kanji is, well, the first 5 strokes kind of match with eye. Then we move on to neru. Neru has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strokes. So this first kanji has a reading of ne. It's going to be 1, 2, like that. And then we just stick a ru at the end. Great. Now we're on to make. So to make, oh, gotta be careful here. Yeah, okay, so to make is tsukuru. Because to have is motsu. I always get those two kind of mixed up. So to make is tsukuru. And the kanji with the reading of tsuku, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's tsuku. Stick the ru here at the end. Fantastic. Now to give in Japanese is ageru. And this is kind of getting a little bit exciting because I've been struggling with the kanji for verbs 1 for a while now. But so far we've got, everything correct. So if I could keep this up, that would be fantastic. So to be able to in Japanese is dekiru. This is kind of for free, right? Because there is no kanji. So we just write it in hiragana, dekiru. To want is hoshi. Hoshi. And there's a kanji for this, but that's no problem because I remember it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strokes like so. Its reading is ho, so we're going to write ho above here in blue. And then we just need to write shi in hiragana. And so we see this as a match, fantastic. And then we'll go on to arrive. So to arrive is kuru, kuru. The kanji with reading of ku looks like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Its reading is ku. We stick ru in hiragana at the end. And fantastic, that's a match. Now it's funny that these come back to back, but to come and to arrive, it's the same word. So we'll just do that again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got a reading of ku. We have ru here. Let's try and write this ru. a little bit more neatly. And then we're on to ko. So that's yobu. Yobu. And the kanji for that, well, it's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. This was it. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We have the sweeping stroke going from top right to bottom left. That's the fourth one. This is 5, that's 6. This is stroke 7. This is stroke 8. Now we wrote this whole thing in blue. I want to write my kanji in red. So let's do that again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's got a reading of yo. And then we just need to write bu, right? So this is fu with dakuten, it's bu. And that's a match, as you can see here. Yeah. And then we're on to know information. So to know is shiru. Shiru. The question is, what's the kanji? Could it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That has a reading of shi. And then we have ru here in hiragana. Shiru. Yeah. Okay, so all this revision is paying off, which is great news. To say or tell in Japanese, that's iu. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got a reading of i. And this kanji seems to come up in the form of a radical over and over, which is interesting. So we just take u here at the end in hiragana. And now we're on to believe. So to believe in Japanese is shinjiru. Shinjiru. And we have to write the kanji with the reading of shin. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's got a reading of shin. So we'll write the furigana at the top like so. And then we write shi again with dakuten. That becomes ji. But let's try and make the font size kind of similar. There we go. And then we just write the ru here. Shinjiru. That's a match. I'll move on to the next question. So to find is mitsukeru. Mitsukeru. And for this, to me, it sort of makes sense, right? When you're looking for something, you use your eyes, you see in order to find. And of course, we remember from miru that the kanji with the reading of mi for miru was this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so this kanji comes up again for to find. Its reading is once again mi. And so then you just stick tsu, ke, ru at the end. So let's submit our answer. Now we're on to hanasu. So to talk or to speak in Japanese is hanasu. And the way that I remember this is the mouth radical in this kanji with the reading of hana is used twice. When two people talk, or two mouths are, when people are talking, there are usually two people involved. And so, to me, say this is the first mouth radical. So that's stroke 7. This is 8, 9, 10. And then, so this is actually a little bit larger. So it's like that. Let's try and draw this properly. There we go. So here we have this mouth radical twice. Its reading is hana. Ha. Let's try and draw that a little bit more neatly. So it's ha. na. And then we just take su here at the end in hiragana, hanasu. Then we're on to be permanent. That's just aru. It's very straightforward because it's just hiragana. There are no kanji for this word. To go is iku. So the kanji with the reading of i in this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Its reading is i. And then we just take ku here in hiragana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic. And then we're on to the very last one. We've got good news. I know this one. It's taberu. And the kanji with the reading of ta is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's write the furigana at the top. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, ta. And then here we just need to write he. Apply dakuten to make it be. And then we just have ru here. So all in all, it's taberu, to eat. So let's submit our answer. Would you look at that? So we got 25 out of 25 for verbs 1 using hiragana, katakana, and kanji with random ordering. So yes, I'm going to save this result. And I'll go to my Japanese dashboard. And at long last, we've got this 100% here for the verbs 1 topic. This is basically a screen where you can save your results. And you don't just have one grade per topic. The way that it works is you've basically got a kind of replica of the settings here. So, for example, I've never done any quizzes without random ordering, so I don't have any grades here. So basically, this is saying for the verbs 1 topic, I got 100%. For random ordering, doing hiragana and katakana and kanji, and I hand wrote my answers. Whilst, for example, here I've got some more grades. So this is going from Japanese to English, and I've got these 100% marks as well for this setup. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to explain how that works. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I'll probably conclude the stream here. If you are watching this later on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you want to support the channel. That would also support me in continuing to develop lingocommand.com. That's the website that we've been using. And it also comes with a accompanying iOS app. So that's for iPhone or for an iPad. And it's the exact same functionality as on the website here, but in the form of a mobile app. But yeah, in any case, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next live stream. Thank you. Take care.